anybody.
It's just entertainment purpose.
It's
It's entertainment purpose.
It's not
No.
in the case of
This
anybody.
is just entertainment purpose.
It's not in.
Hi, hotties, kettles, tea stirs. You here for hot tea. All commentary is alleged, and in my opinion, this is for entertainment purposes only. So I thought it was important to add that On and Carlos or Walkie Talkie haven't said anything since the allegations have been made about him allegedly trying to put out or release a revenge tape against his ex-wife, Melody Cherie, by way of using his side chick, Slarion, gobble them balls in her mouth curry. Here is all of the information in case you were wondering, and if you want to reach out to anyone and request that they at least speak out. In my opinion, this is important that we continue to acknowledge what has been going on, because a lot of times Black women are not spoken up for, and it's so unfortunate that no one wants to take a situation like this serious, considering we have multiple examples of walkie-talkie doing things that are completely dangerous and that could escalate this situation and make it a lot worse than what it is. So if no one holds him accountable from the network, I think that is going to be extremely dangerous. It's going to show that I can do any and everything that I want to you, and nobody is going to do nothing to help you or protect you. Another thing, I see a lot of bloggers, or not a lot of bloggers, but I have been seeing other like hater ass bloggers, speak about that situation as if it's like, oh, now he was trying to do this, as if she's like making this up for a storyline, which is so disheartening. Like, y'all have to get it together and stop being so damn stupid. Nobody talked about this on the show. The people that knew about this never said anything. The only person that said something about this from jump was Mel, and she didn't give us anything about it. She just kind of alluded to the revenge P being a felony and that she's not scared, and nobody really knew what she was talking about. A year later, a year and some change later, Carson came out and literally said that, this man had tried to get his side girl to do this to his ex-wife. And the only reason she knew this is because Slarion called her and asked her if she should or shouldn't do it. That is it. That is all. That is how this whole thing got started. Because Carson came out and let us know what actually happened, that is when we started to, the bloggers and fans started to, really report on the news. Then Mel came out and confirmed what Carson had said. Nobody else had came out to deny any of the allegations or confirm them except Slarion, and she never even acknowledged any of the allegations. She got on her live and only talked about if she knew or didn't know Carson, which we already knew that she knew and didn't know Carson like that, because everything that she said about her relationship to Carson is what Carson had already kind of been saying. So I don't even understand why people are getting it confused. The important thing is that Walkie Talkie did this to this woman, or plotted on his ex-wife after cheating on her for 5+ years, making a baby on her, slandering her name all over social media. So I think that this is crazy that he's even gone this far to even do something like this. If nobody holds him accountable, this is going to set the tone for not just him, but other Black men, that they can do and say whatever they want and nobody's going to hold them accountable, or they won't have any repercussions to it. So I need y'all to understand why I think it's a big deal. And so somebody got in my comments and said that, oh, doing all of this is a little bit extreme. And I need y'all to understand, because y'all so damn stupid. Somebody tried to put out allegedly revenge P on their ex-wife after we know the story of Mel and Martell. Even if we didn't know their story, that in itself is scary and disheartening and is sad, and nobody should co-sign that. The fact that this man is on a national platform, nobody should allow him to continue to film, or especially when he's doing that in a work environment. Because his ex-wife did an interview which would be promoting the show, he then retaliated with threatening her to put that out, or threatening to put that out. So I think that y'all really need to put yourself in this situation. And if y'all want to continue to act like it's a fake narrative, or what we are doing is too much, or wanting him off the show is too much, then all I have to say is, God forbid you or your daughters or granddaughters, because like I said, there's a bloodline of people. It's not just, karma doesn't just affect one person. I know people like to think karma may or may not bite me in the ass. If you feel like you gotten away with your karma, your grandchildren or your daughter is probably dealing with the very thing that you thought you escaped. With that being said, if y'all want to continue to let this man go under the radar without saying anything, God forbid you or your granddaughter or daughter have ever been put in this situation and nobody cares. People think you should continue to work with the very man that's harassing you. Blessings to you, love. And one more thing, without saying too much, a lot of y'all talk about this one particular blogger, and y'all always say like this blogger is always lashing out at Mel, and don't like the mellometers, and always talking junk, and is biased by way of really liking Letitia. But one thing that, because I've never really watched this person content, but I happened to be scrolling on YouTube and saw this person on live, and it had something to do with the tape that was out and the allegation. So I clicked it. And the one thing that this person said was that, or alluded to, because I can't really go word from word, but they were basically like, if Walkie Talkie did this to that woman, then he should be put off the show, because that is going too far, and that is completely uncalled for and unnecessary. And for that, I was like, you know what? I don't really know what the beef is with, the millimeters in that particular blogger, but I can really rock with that, because right is right, wrong is wrong. I understand we all watch a reality TV show, and so we just like who we like and we don't like who we don't like. And I think everybody has the grounds to have those type of favorites, whether we understand it or not, whether we can relate to it or not. When people can see right and wrong, when they can side and sway in that direction, and they can see something for what it is, I can really appreciate that. And so like when I saw that, I was like, you know what, I could really rock with that. But I just wanted to let y'all know, because y'all might know who I'm talking about, but it was just right is right, wrong is wrong. So shout out to all the bloggers that can just really see right is right, wrong is wrong. You can put yourself in that situation if you want to. Right is right, wrong is wrong. There's no way this woman should be getting harassed or even getting threatened for this tape to even be put out from the other party. So that's all I wanted to say about that. Now, really, sorry about my rant. Let's get into what I actually want to talk about. Y'all go ahead, like, subscribe, comment, hit the post notification bell. So I happen to be just doing some YouTube research. Y'all know I'm always in the YouTube streets. And I came across this one interview with Belinda and Aisha. Aisha is Little Baby, the rapper baby mama. And I don't want to call her Little Baby, the rapper baby mama, because Aisha also got her own podcast and she's an influencer. And I watched the interview in full, and I know that's something that she don't like. You guys also know Belinda have her own podcast, and it's called Dear Future Husband Podcast, which is the most desperatest podcast I've ever heard of. I'm sorry. It's like begging, like, please, dear future husband, I'll submit to your cheating ways, in your narcissistic behavior. I digress. I got a 3-minute clip. I clipped it down. I edited it up for you guys so you can catch the most important parts of the interview. But I thought this was extremely important and interesting to add as we document the journey of Belinda and Walkie Talkie literally becoming an item right up under our nose and behind our backs. So in this podcast, Aisha said some of the red flags, and I thought was kind of interesting. It made me feel like Aisha was probably trying to give her free game without actually saying anything, because both of these women live in Atlanta and everybody in Atlanta know what be going on behind the scenes. So part of me feels like Aisha maybe knew that she was dealing with walkie-talkie behind the scenes, which is why she decided to give this woman this free game. So in this podcast, Belinda asked Aisha what were a few red flags for men. Aisha responded and said that a few red flags would be men that have multiple baby mamas, but she didn't really want to say that. And Belinda was like, yeah, don't say that, basically, because in my opinion, and y'all let me know when y'all watch the clip, well, I'm only going to show y'all a small part of that when she told her to, not to say that about the baby daddies or about the baby mamas. But when y'all hear the clip, y'all just let me know if y'all think that Belinda is a walking contradiction. I feel like everything Aisha said in this interview is exactly what walkie-talkie is. He is the exact red flags that Aisha was saying in this entire interview. Aisha also said that she felt like abusive men are red flags. I'm not understanding why Belinda didn't take that advice, but Belinda actually agreed. And I don't understand how you can agree with that when you bought land for the very abusive man that you are allegedly dating. So Belinda basically states that she would date a man that has multiple baby mamas as long as it's been some time since he has been with his baby mama or his baby mamas, or have dealt with them. And then also she would date them if they weren't still consecutively having kids with different moms. And I'm sorry, ma'am, do you know who you are dating? Aisha also says she didn't want to use men having multiple baby mamas as an example, because men could have done that while they were younger and could have learned their lesson from that experience and could be doing better now in life. But unfortunately, Belinda, Martell walkie-talkie Holt is a grown-ass man. This man is in his 30s, his late 30s at that, and he looked like now that he's in his late 40s, believe me, he is aging fast, love. He is stressed out over there trying to deal with and rearrange his concubines. I don't know why women think he is so fine. He is ugly as hell to me. But somebody let me know, how old is Little Slaw? Because last time I checked, Lil Slaw was pretty new. They're about, 3-4 years old? Belinda had been dating walkie-talkie for at least 2.5 years now, or a year and a half now. How long have walkie-talkie and Mel been divorced? He tried to threaten Mel with the tape in August of last year. Did you see how he was behaving when he was on the yacht with Mel? The yacht that Mel paid for. I don't know, y'all. This Belinda lady is just a very desperate woman, in my opinion. There are so many signs that she can take from walkie-talkie, but it just seems like she doesn't care. She is very smitten by him. She probably even loves him. So like I said, women like her deserve everything that they get from the men that they choose, like walkie-talkie, when they have all of the examples, because best believe, Mel was his golden egg, love. You will be second best if he does marry you, because you would be one of those women that men settle for, or you would be one of those women that men get with once they ruin the relationship with the woman that they've always loved all along. So y'all are going to bond based on what you do and don't do that Mel did and didn't do. Your relationship with him is going to be defined based on what she did and didn't do for him. So good luck to you. Y'all take a look at this clip, get in the comments, let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, hit the post notification bell so you are up to date each and every time that I upload.
I think the biggest relationship red flag is us ignoring the obvious. That kills everything, because a man could have a million red flags and we might like it, or we might want it to work, or
right,
whatever the case may be. And sometimes we'll play crazy because we want it to happen. It's like, well, maybe that was just, no, it wasn't. It was what it was. And you are being naive about it. So I think I think the biggest red flag is you ignoring, like, we experience life, we go through life, and we learn right from wrong. Mm-hmm. We know how certain situations look before they end a certain way.
Oh, yeah.
From personal experience. Mm-hmm. And when you get in a space where you're willing to turn the cheek to something you know you've seen before, know it may not turn out the way it's supposed to be, but right. because you want it to happen,
so that, yeah.
and you ignore, I think we create our own red flags because ignoring them. I think being honest with yourself about what it is and not what you want it to be.
Yeah.
That kills all the red flags. Can't nobody trick you with you.
Okay, so but you got to give me a specific, like, because remember, ladies are listening, and there a lot of women want to hear from you. They want to learn from you. So what are some specifics that you would say? So we know, don't ignore them.
Be too hard when I.
No one knows who you're talking about, though. No one. Listen, nobody.
But I don't want to say guys with multiple baby mamas for one.
Yeah, don't say that then.
But that's what I want to say.
But we're not going to say that one.
Because a guy could say, yeah, I have a lot, but I did it when I was 17, or I did it when I was 22, and I learned, but I still have those kids. So it's like, I don't want to be too harsh, because sometimes people make mistakes not mistakes.
No, but no mistakes. No, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
But sometimes people are living too fast and they make choices and they end up certain places. But but from my experience and from what I did, I'm wiser today. Yeah. So that's why I don't want to just say, this is a red flag. That is a red flag. Right. Sometimes we go through things, but we learn from them, and it makes us better people. So I don't want to just pinpoint and say that is But I know a red flag.
Okay. Because we're not going to say the last one.
Abusive men are a red flag.
Absolutely. But listen, obviously, when there's been physical contact, that's a clear red flag.
Right.
But what are the things to look for before that? Before it actually gets there? Is it like a really angry man?
A disrespectful guy is a red flag. A guy that isn't considerate is a red flag.
Right.
A guy that does not listen, a guy that does not want to hear me is a red flag.
Yeah.
A guy that feels like money controls and drives every situation is a red flag, because he may feel like, well, I'm the breadwinner, so this is what it is.
Yeah.
It's like, no, that's not right.
Those are really good. 3 things you said. You said, number 1, just don't ignore the red flags. That's a red flag within itself to us. Because we do that. We do that. And we know better. We're not going to talk about men that have multiple baby mamas being a red flag, because it could be, it could be a situation, so whatever.
Could you date a man that have multiple kids?
Honestly? Yeah, I can, if he's not still actively, if he's gone through, right. Oh, okay, well, yeah. If he's not actively with the mom, and it's been some times, and he's not consecutively, still having kids from different moms.
Right.
Like, if he's doing that, then no, I would not date him.
Right.
Absolutely not. That's a red flag. You know what? I can say it. Don't say it. I got you.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just entertainment purpose. It's not. It's entertainment purpose. It's not.
In the case of anybody.
It's just entertainment purpose. It's